I didn't come to disappoint. I am on time. Peace and love, everyone. Let me know if we have sound. We are good. How is everybody feeling? Come on, where's the energy at? I'm not gonna lie, today I was a little tired, but I said I am so glad that I scheduled this so that I'm like, listen, let me get up. Let me get up. Let's speak to the family. Peace and love. How y'all feeling on this New Year's Eve? Of course, we know about the whole New Year and everything, but let's just go along with it. It's the frequency that's happening right now. So how y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? Come on, put it in the chat. Put some fours in the chat. YouTube. Come on, we gotta get the YouTube up. Also, for those oh, okay, I just got a phone call. Put in the chat if you can still hear me. Yeah, some Noir Mahogany said tired. Yo, I was feeling the same way. Like I swear, I got up, I made my tea, my woman's blend, my goddess blend, with some extra Chinese green tea in there. And I just was like, oh my gosh, like I felt tired. So I'm glad I'm here with y'all. All right. I'm glad I'm here with y'all. We're doing this. I'm going to be presenting to you health forecasts using iridology. All right. What organs should we focus on cleansing in the year 2025? All right. Okay. So who's ready? Who's ready? All right. Who's ready to not repeat old patterns? Because really that's what 2025 is bringing in. And on this day, like right before quote unquote the new year, some of you, the tired feeling, all of that is just gearing us into that jump start, that new um frequency, that sequence that we need to be tuned into. So I take the tiredness as like, I'm ready. It's something new that's happening for me. Something new that's brewing, right? And if you're really in tune with yourself, where you meditate a lot, you're listening a lot, you know that there's no need to worry, no need to have any fear when it comes to anything, because everything that is going to happen or is happening is already preordained. So that's another thing that helps me to less worrying, less fear, what's going to happen, this and that, all of the different things and the nuances that we constantly struggle with. That's what helps me. All right. And then also being prepared. All right. That's the key to it all, being prepared. And that's what I'm going to show you using the tool iridology. We're also going to dive into sclerology. All right. We're going to dive into a little sclerology as well. We didn't really learn that like hands-on in school when I went to school for iridology and naturopath. So I kind of learned a lot of that on my own, and I definitely want to take a course just to dive more deeper into sclerology. Okay. Keep getting phone calls. So family, y'all know what to do. Put some eye emojis in the chat. YouTube, you're still good. This live will also be saved, but Instagram family, please put something in the chat for me so that I know that you guys can hear me. Let's put this. I should have put my phone on do not disturb. Yes. Okay. So again, I want to thank you all for being here. We're about 5 minutes into the live. Yes, family, I was on time. And if you know your sister, right, I'll be like, y'all, I'm going live at 1:11 or 4:44, and you won't see me till 5 o'clock or 1:30. So we here, family, and let's get into it. All right. First, I want to thank again, give thanks to the ancestors, give thanks to all of the teachers that have paved the way for me to be here right now. Give thanks to my mother, my grandmother, who have paved the way for me to be here right now to share this information with you. If you guys are new to my page, welcome. We're tapping into iridology or iridology, however you want to say it. And what iridology is the study of the iris, for showing signs of weaknesses, your strengths, and different diseases based upon the patterns and pigmentations of the iris. I also look at the white part of the eye, which is the sclera, which will tell me exactly what's happening in an immediate standpoint. So we're going to go over that. I'm going to show you a few irises. If you haven't had your iridology already, family, I definitely suggest that you do that. And how it works, okay? How it works with me is once you schedule your iridology consultation, for those who are not in the area of Atlanta, Marietta, Smyrna, anywhere in the Georgia area, that's where I am. You can always do it online. Yes, online is just as accurate. What you do is you send me your iris photos. I show you exactly how to send your photos via email. Once you schedule your appointment, you get instructions on how to take your iris photos. From there, we hop on a Zoom call and the call is recorded. You get to keep your recording and you get a full comprehensive report. Okay, you get a full comprehensive report. Family, please put something in the chat. Let me know if you can still hear me because we're just keep getting phone calls. Let me know if you can hear me. Please let me know. Put some 4-4s, put some eye emojis, whatever you want to do in the chat. All right. Yeah, I should have put my phone on do not disturb. All right. Peace and love to King Simon in the building. You know I'm going to mix this up with some numerology as well. Of course, I have to do that. It would only be fitting. All right, good. Y'all can hear me. Yes. All right. So now that we got into, again, I always have to introduce myself because you never know who's new here. So let's go into it. All right. I'm gonna see what iris photo I want to share first. All right. What iris photo I want to share first. All right. So on YouTube, give me a second. Oh, wait a minute. It is your screen. Entire screen share. Okay. It says this. Oh, boom. Okay, give me 1 second. We're sharing the screen on YouTube. All right. All right. So if any iridologists are in the building, you know how special your first client is. It is this was actually like literally my very, very first client that I've ever had upon graduating from school. And, you know, at first when you were starting out, you still, not sure of yourself. The confidence is not there. So there's certain things that, you may miss. So that's why it's always good to have someone who's a little bit more experienced than you to look over your work so that you make sure that you're not missing anything. And sneak peek, okay? This live is going to be a sneak peek for a lot of things that I'm going to be presenting in 2025. Another thing that I want to share with you all for other iridologists, I'm going to be having a special class on just different things, how to run like the online iridology business aspect of it. Because a lot of what I'm finding is that a lot of other iridologists, they're really good at what they're doing, but they're only doing in person because they're having a hard time getting photos for their clients. And so I want to bridge that gap because this is such that so many more of us, y'all, melanated people, need to take advantage of this all over the world. And when I first started, I didn't really have a manual, a guide on how to show me how to get photos online. I kind of had to just kind of learn on my own. So I remember just really learning and taking my time. And then boom, I had getting clients. I believe my first international client was in Trinidad. Then it went on to Kuwait and then the UK. UK family is popping out there. What's up, y'all? So it's just been just an amazing journey thus far to experience that as well. All right. So this is what I've written, some of my notes that may arise in 2025. And I'm just going to just go briefly over this. Again, shout out to the numerologist, King Simon. We're going to be mixing this up with some numerology as well. All right. So 2025 equals the number, it's a number 9 year, which equals completion, release, transformation, ending old habits. So this is just a time for you to really practice or learn to practice the art of detachment. All right, not having such a hold on the physical aspect of your around you, things that you can touch and taste and all of that. So this is the year that we're going to learn how to detach from things outside of ourselves, and that's why I'm kicking off the new year on January 20th with the lymphatic cleanse. Okay. And if you go on my page, you'll see it on there. The next group detox is January 20th, which I will be showing you that flyer. You guys are going to be the first to see that flyer. Okay. All right. So number 9 also represents end of cycles, time to cleanse, release, flush, declutter. All right. Your external and internal space. Have y'all been cleaning? And not just, of course, on an internal level is first, but the external is important as well. All of those different things that you don't wear anymore, that all of that has an effect on your health too, because it's just something that's, a tug, a pull for you to not let go of once was, or what you had, or what you once enjoyed, but you may not like it anymore, like that. Right. If I see like some like an old blazer that I used to love back in 2019, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to get rid of that. I remember the feeling of when I first bought it, but I don't wear it anymore. I don't even remember wearing it for the last, 8 months. I don't need it. So it's either you throw it out if it's not in good condition, or you just simply give it away. So this is that time, family. If you haven't done already, all right, this is that time. Okay, so let's go into health concerns that may arise around overloaded systems in 2025. And let me go into it, and then I'm going to kind of explain how we can personalize it for you, because everyone that's watching this live, you're all different. You all have different energies. Everyone's iris is different. There is no iris that is the same. Even twins, there is no iris that is the same. Your names are different, birthdays are different, so you're going to have a different energy imprint. But this is just kind of an overall forecast of what we need to be paying attention to going into a number 9 year, 2025. Okay, so these are the 3 organs and systems that I've written down that may arise around overloaded systems. Okay. Number 1, what I always talk about, family, the liver. And as you can see in this client's iris, when I first started, I want to just kind of backtrack, right? When I first started in iridology, it was more so looking at a specific organ. And like you see here, I automatically detected the breast region. If you guys can see that, let me know in the chat. If you guys could see the arrows and the specific marking in that breast area, let me know in the chat that you can see that. This time, y'all, I made sure I was prepared. I made sure that I did the whole arrow thing and the, showing y'all, because, usually I'd be like, look at the iris as a clock, y'all, and around 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock. No, we're not doing all that today. We're making it very, very simple. Okay. So right here in the breast zone, the way I worked with this sister, I said, oh, you have, this is a challenge with your left breast. And she already told me, yes, she was diagnosed with breast cancer on the left side around 5 years prior, but she was in remission. But at that time, I didn't tie in the breast issue to the liver. I did tell her, like, yeah, you have liver challenges based upon the yellowing in the iris, but not really saying, okay, this is like the mechanics of it. This is why this happened. And a lot of people don't know liver challenges, gallstones, liver stones, intestinal tract inflammation and congestion is also one of the root causes of breast cancer. Okay. Uh, if you look at a person or patient client who's been diagnosed with any forms of cancer, you look in their iris and it's always, the foundation is always the liver. Okay. So we're going to go more into that. So that was the first organ that I written down as far as health concerns that may arise around overloaded systems in 2025. And what's so important that you guys are watching this live right now is that when you go for different kind of panels and blood tests, when it comes to your medical doctors, they're not going to see that a lot of times, especially the liver is when you do go to a physician, and they're not able to pick it up unless it's like, extremely abnormal. A lot of times they check for the liver enzymes. If it's like abnormal, the number's abnormal, then they say, oh, this is what's happening, but there was really no remedy to that on their end. But when you're in your 30s or your 20s or even your 40s, it may not appear. But the iris family never lies. Now we as iridologists or those practitioners that look at the body, we're not able to give you a definitive number of your cholesterol or your liver enzymes or the pancreas or blood pressure or anything like that. But we can tell the stage, the state, the tissue, how it's reacting, and different reactions of other parts of the bodies that starts in a specific area but has caused like an effect in other areas. Okay, so I just want to keep that in mind. Another thing, another organ that I noted is the kidneys, adrenals. Kidneys, adrenals. All right, that is another organ gland zone that we need to be focused on in 2025. And again, for those who are just tuning in, we're doing health forecasts using iridology. Okay, going into 2025, a number 9 year. Again, this is overall forecast, not something that is specific to you. So if you want more of a personalized blueprint of what you need to be focused on, other organ aspects, like, okay, I feel like I have a thyroid issue, or I feel like I have muscle, bone, joint, or anything like that, come see me. All right, get your iridology done, whether it's in person in Georgia or if you're doing it online on Zoom. Okay, both is just as accurate. So that's if you want more of a personalized blueprint for yourself. Okay, and again, this is an assessment where it's a physical. It's literally a health physical where you're not taking off any clothes, you're not getting poked and pricked and violated. It's all just looking at the eyes and literally giving you a breakdown of each organ in the body. But keep in mind, we don't it takes longer. It doesn't take, for only 55 minutes. That's what you get for the call, for the assessment. And I do not go over every organ in 55 minutes. So you're going to get the follow-up in the assessment. Okay. So kidneys, adrenals, all right, hormones. Okay. And that's also related to the liver. Okay. So anytime there's any kind of challenges with the kidneys and adrenals, the liver is not far off, because the liver is also responsible for hormone transportation. The adrenals, okay, especially women, those who are suffering from reproductive issues. The adrenals. How many of your gynecologists, for the ladies on the line, how many of your gynecologists have told you, okay, you need to focus in on the adrenals, your liver, when it comes to high estrogen levels or high androgen levels? Okay, progesterone decrease. How many of your gynecologists have told you that? but rather just focus on one specific area, or let's remedy it with birth control, or let's remedy it with the watch and wait and watch method. All right, you guys got to get hip to that. I've been talking about this for the last, I would say 6-7 years. That wait and watch method is extremely dangerous. All right, they'll see something going on in your body, and this is specifically when it comes to different growths in different areas, polyps, cysts, tumors, the eyes, specifically the eyes, where they'll see, let's say, a cataract forming, or they'll see a small fibroid, or even with men, they'll see like a small growth on the prostate, and they'll say, hey, it's not bothering you. There's nothing we can do right now. So we're just going to wait, come back every 6 months, and we're going to we're going to wait and see if it grows. You come back, and what do you know? They test you as some kind of test. I believe it's a cancer antigen test, where they test it to see how high the cancer antigen is. And then, oh, what do you know? It raised, the numbers raised. So now you're scrambling, you're trying to find out what you can do. And then most times you're like, I don't know what else to do. Then you want to either take it out, or a lot of times, in my holistic health practitioners know, the pressure gets put on us. Like, listen, I waited all of this time. I did all of this, and no, no shade to anyone, but it feels like a pressure sometimes. It's like, you're in a rush, and now you're like, what can you do? I need to do this herb need to work. Let it out. But you got to give it time. Okay. So again, going back into the adrenals, when it comes to hormonal health, one of the responsibilities of the adrenal glands is the secretion of the sex hormones, specifically, and is too high or based upon stress. You excreting or secrete too much into the bloodstream is what happens when it comes to those reproductive diseases. Okay, so kidneys, adrenals, and also the kidneys, adrenals is responsible for blood pressure. Okay, blood pressure, circulation. All right, so kidneys, adrenals is the second. The last but not least, health concerns may arise around overloaded systems. We talked about the liver, the kidneys, adrenals, and last but not least, the immune defense, the great lymphatic system. Okay. And again, this is all stemming from years and years of accumulated toxins. YouTube, how you doing? I can't see what's happening on the other end. I can't see who has tuned in. So let me know in the chat if anyone is over there on YouTube. We're doing our best to grow the YouTube family over there. But I know I have some people there that is not on Instagram. So I wanted to make sure that I have that recording for you all, just in case you're not on Instagram, and you can still tune in and tap into the replay. All right. All right. So lymphatic immune defense is going to be another one that may arise. When it comes to the lymphatic system, more so just looking beyond the new usage that we all have been prone to say, as far as, oh, it's not an immune system, it's your lymphatic system, or really it's your defense system. It's really looking from literally head to toe. And I'm going to get my little friend here. Okay. So when we, any acupuncturists in the building, let me know. Any acupuncturists in the building, let me know. Okay, so you see the green, I don't know if you guys can see that, those green things. The green represents the lymph, and you see the lymph runs all the way in the head areas, the brain, the neck, all the way into the arms, the breast area here, and then runs all the way down into the soles of your feet. So when we look at, I'm going to share another photo. It's time to share another photo. Put something in the chat. Put something in the chat, because we're about to go into it. YouTube, you should be able to see this, and you should be able to see my cursor. Instagram family, how we doing? Put some 4 chat if you can see the new photo, because we're gonna dive deep into the great lymphatic system. Not too deep, because I got a webinar coming up on that. The webinar is coming up. The online masterclass. I settled on the date. Not settled. I don't like to say settled, but I decided on January 15th. All right, you guys are the first to know. I have not released this information yet. January 15th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I already checked. It's a Wednesday. All right, it's January 15th Standard Time. I'm going to just, show you guys the really quick, real quick here. Okay, that's the flyer, real quick. And let me kind of just like, I don't know, I can't move my picture here. Let me see if I could show YouTube family, where you at? This is the flyer. All right. So for those who are information and see the flyer for the online masterclass, it's not on Eventbrite yet. So after I get up this live, it's going to be live around, I would say 2:30, where you can, which I'm going to post it. You guys are going to see it, and then you'll be able to secure your spot. Make sure you do, because last time, boom, it was all out. Like we had like a packed tickets, or everyone booked their tickets in advance. Okay, so this is going to be talking about your body's river of life, and I'm also, for those who are tapped in and really understand the Bible lingo, put that into, or how can I say it? Kind of compare and contrast that scripture where it talks about the River Jordan and how it relates to your lymphatic system in your blood. Okay, remember, the book is a scroll. It's a great teacher, and it gets really understand it for what it is, and how to decode it helps life. Okay. So your body's river of life, cleansing the lymphatic system, January 15th, 2025. This is my first webinar of the year. Okay. This is going to be in preparation for the group lymphatic reset detox we're doing on January 20th. And that's a 14-day reset. Okay. So just wanted to share that with you all. Let's go back to the other photo. All right. Thank y'all for. I see you, Fire Breathing Dragon. I see you, definitely interested in this. Shamir, I see you. All right. 444. Erica Richardson, 444. Gratitude. All right. So let's talk about the great lymphatic system. For those who are in the understanding of what that white thick ring is around the cornea, it's really a cornea marking and less of an iris ring. So it's a corneal ring, lipids ring, or what we call in iridology lipemic diathesis. So what that indicates is that there's a lot of fats in the blood, and that's is due to the obstruction or bile duct obstruction of the liver. Now, a lot of times we also may refer to this as a lymphatic ring as well, a sodium ring as well. Now, when we look at the lymphatic system and we compare it to what is called cholesterol, we have this thing where it's like, oh, I have to get my cholesterol down. I have to fight and get this cholesterol down, and so when I go back, my numbers could be good for my doctor. When they check my triglycerides and my LDL, oh, my HDL is good, because that's what they call the good cholesterol. But what we don't understand, family, and I said it many a time, that I have to repeat myself so that you can go into the new year knowing that cholesterol is not a bad thing. The real key that you want to focus on when it comes to that ring that you see around your iris is the liver, which once you start focusing in on the liver, then your lymphatic system can flow just like a river, the way it should. Okay, what happens when it becomes blocked? Once the it's like it just imagine, close your eyes. I want you to imagine your lymphatic system. You're like you're the forest, and you see the picture. Let's go back to that picture so that you can visualize yourself as the forest and your lymphatic and your blood as the river. All right. So you're the forest, and your fluids in your body, the which is your blood and your lymph, is the river. And what happens is this river is supposed to flow endlessly and without obstruction to each area of the forest, which is your body, so that it can transport what? It can transport nutrients, it can transport hormones so that the adrenal glands is working properly, your reproductive organs, ovaries, the men, testes, and prostate is working the way it should. The kidneys is also working the way it should, which is regulating blood pressure with the hormone aldosterone. You have all of these different systems that is dependent upon the lymphatic system. But what happens when there's a rock in the road, right? When there's a tree, a branch that has fallen, that branch will signify in the body whether it's a cyst, a tumor that has grown. Now, why and how did that happen? When everything was just once flowing, freely. Uh, and then now we have to go into the root, which is okay. One big rock has stopped the show, but let's say someone put it in the forest, but us, and we're looking at us on a physical level, we put it there based upon the environment that we've created, the foods that we've been eating, the habits, the thoughts we've been thinking over and over again. And keep it, when I spoke to Dr. Nalani, give thanks to her, she stated to me that every time you have a specific thought, 16 seconds after that thought will follow another thought similar to that. So if you have negative thoughts about yourself, about different outcomes that you're stressed about, let's say, for example, you're worried about paying something, or you're worried about if this is going to happen, or am I going to get into this school, this job? Well, then that at 16 seconds later, another thought comes in, and then now you have like a combination of thoughts. And then now, after a while, you're walking around with all of this in your mind, and then the thoughts are thinking the thought, then a thought, then a thought. In other words, the thoughts start thinking for you, right? So with all of this happening, now the rocks are getting bigger in the forest. And now the river has stopped. The river has closed. And now you have all of these different lymph node swellings. You have different growths that's happening in different areas of the body. And what's the solution? Let's cut it out. Let's just take it out. And the river's going to flow again until it happens again. So the key is to find out the root of why the river has stopped, which is what we have been allowing to occur within ourselves, and not really looking at the root of the spiritual aspect of what this is all trying to teach us. If you guys read one of my blogs, I do have blogs now. And thank you guys for visualizing that with me. And you can open your eyes and look at this beautiful picture here, because this is your body. Your body has rivers. And anytime something stops or obstructs, it's not the solution is not, well, let's run and cut it out, or let's run and just hurry up and stop this thing from happening. But rather, what is this trying to teach you? Every dis-ease is a teacher. Every dis-ease a teacher. Okay, so we're going to be going more into that on the 15th. I don't want to give you too much today, because I want you to sign up for the class so that you can get the information, take notes, and use it, throughout the entire year and beyond. Okay. All right. So for those who've heard me talk before, what happened? It's okay. Hmm? Okay, wait. Okay. Close the door. For those of you who've heard me talk about before, cholesterol is not a bad thing, especially as you get older. Okay. Matter of fact, in other countries, I believe in countries like Australia, they actually encourage the elders to keep a high cholesterol. Cholesterol is a great defense mechanism. It's lined in your arteries, your arterial walls, your vessels, as a protection for the vessels and the arteries. It also protects the heart. Cholesterol protects the brain. So when you have this ring around the iris, the key is to begin to detox the liver, not go on statins and different drugs that stops the production of cholesterol. Because again, the liver produces cholesterol. So if you're listening to a physician or even health practitioners, sometimes we may get it wrong, and that's okay. We're all learning. If you see someone holding up an herb, this is going to help lower your cholesterol, right? Well, make sure it's an herb for the liver, because the liver is responsible for that. Okay, so the key is not to be so hung up on lowering the cholesterol, rather detoxifying the liver, which is responsible for fat accumulation. All right, for those who are tuning in, we are going over health forecasts using iridology, and the three organs, systems, and glands that we already mentioned is the liver, the kidneys, adrenals, and your lymphatic system. Please stop doing that. What's going on? Go ahead. Pardon me, y'all. Y'all know how it is when the children are still home, y'all. And we love it. I'm loving it. I'm loving spending all this time with my daughter. Listen, you don't get this kind of time back. And you just look up one day and it's like, oh my God, they're gonna be, teenagers or young adults. All right. So that's what we're talking about. This is what you need to be focusing on. Okay. This is what you need to be focusing on, especially those who are in their late 30s and 40s. Okay. These systems have been just ridden with waste for years. And if you're looking at this iris, these are the effects. See, we look at diseases as just localized to that one area, but these are all effects from a clogged river, okay, a clogged system. All right, so all of the disease names, all of the different fancy names that we have come up with in humanity, is just all dealing with the accumulation or overloaded systems, which is the liver, lymphatic, kidneys, adrenals, all of which we have went over. Okay, if you guys have any questions, please ask your questions. YouTube family, I didn't forget about you. I did not forget about you. We still here. If you're there, because like I said, sometimes YouTube family don't be showing up until I'm about to log off. But y'all gonna get the replay. Y'all be seeing y'all comments on there. If anyone has any questions about their health concerning whatever we just talked about, how to do these different detoxes, what you should be specifically focused on, all of that, put it in the chat. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'm loving this. Let's see. I'm going to share this photo here. Okay. It's YouTube family. I got it up for you right here. All right. Okay. So another thing I put in is that, and as we've seen the surge of a lot of people getting into natural health, getting into just herbs and juicing. I'm loving it, y'all. And this has been happening since 2019 going into 2020. So we're going to see a lot of that. We're going to also see a lot of people adopting plant-based lifestyles, even though they're not fully plant-based, but they're going to be like, hey, like, I'm not plant-based. I eat a little meat every now and again, but I have plant-based weeks. I'm doing weeks where I'm going raw. I do juice fasting 3 days or And I'm putting it in your frequency now so that you that write out a plan, write out a task for yourself. And if King's still on there, peace and love to you. He stated on the show that he did with Elizabeth Carson, you guys have to watch it, I'm gonna post it on my stories, was he stated that anytime you have something that you want to plan out, plan it around the day that you were born. So if you're born on the 14th like me, you want to plan things that's on the 14th, like, okay, so the 14th of the month, I'm going to do a juice fast for 3 days. Okay, I'm born in my birthday is also a number 5. So every 5 weeks or every 5 months, I'm going to do this. So you start planning your tasks and things that you desire around the day that you were born. Shout out to King again. All right. So before I get into the next part of this live, we've been live for almost an hour, family. Look how time have flown. All right. YouTube family, make sure you put your questions in the chat as well. I'm going to check that. Make sure you put your questions in the chat as well. So let's get into this. Love the information you disseminate. Also love to hear, get gratitude, give thanks. Duck 10 thing. I'm going to just say duck 10 thing. What herbs are best for cleansing the liver and the kidneys? Okay, so starting with the liver. If you been following me for a while, you know I always talk about the liver flush, the great liver flush. And what that is that it's a 6-day process. So I always suggest that you start on a Monday so that you're done by Saturday night. Sunday, you can rest because usually people are off from work on the weekends. So how the liver flush works, you're going to get 2 things in the kit once you invest in it. It's the liver chi blend, CHI, chi means energy. And then it's also the magnesium citrate. So what that is, the liver chi blend is there to support and seal the liver, right? So herbs like cassia, QASSIA, beetroot is in the blend as well, yellow dock, milk thistle. What other herbs did I put in there? We put burdock, we put cinnamon bark, we put goodness, there's another and it's a very bitter blend. I know the yellow dock, I make it bitter with that. The cassia, and there was there's a few other herbs in there. I can't think of it all off top hand because it's a certain day that when I make it, the day that I start making my herbal blends is when I'm like, okay, yeah, I can kind of jar it. But it's like at least like 7 to 10 or more different herbs in that blend. And so that's what's in the liver chi blend. Then you have the magnesium citrate. That is not used until the last day of the liver flush. Okay. What that does is that helps the gallbladder to open up, to contract to 1/3 of its size so that you're able to release any stones that may be in the liver or gallbladder. Okay. So that's what you want to start off with when it comes to the best flush or program. A lot of my herbs are surrounded by programs, not here, take this herb, just drink it casually, like the wind blows. And no, we are like serious over here. All right. Everything comes with a program so that you know what you're doing, how long you're doing it, so that you can see what's most important. Herbs for the kidneys. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me get my actual list so that I can get that for you. Give me 1 second. 1 second, family, so that I can get my actual list. Enjoy the background for now. Shout out to the background. Background is giving main character right now. Where are we at? All right. It's where are we with that list? I know I have it. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. I think I might have. Yeah. All right. So I have another book coming out. I thought I had my list close by. I'm like, let me get my, but I don't have it. All right. So yeah, it's all good. Because I have it written down somewhere of all the herbs that's in my blends, but I thought it was close by. So anyway, the herbs that's in the kidney blend, okay? That is corn silk, horsetail, cleavers, parsley. What else did I put in that blend? It's another one. Juniper berries. So those are like the main ones that are in that blend. So those are what you want to focus on. You'll find that in my kidney adrenal program. Notice that both is together. When you're detoxing or focusing on the kidneys, you must focus also on the adrenal glands as well. Okay, so the adrenal gland blend that comes with borage, holy basil. I put cayenne in there, kelp. Okay, kelp is really good, even if you take it on a day-to-day basis as like a daily mineral. So kelp, especially for women, kelp. All right, add it to your teas, add it to your smoothies, however you can get it in. Kelp is very, very good. All right. So I trust that I answered your question. What herbs are best for cleansing the liver and kidney? You can also go on my website, holisticapalace.com, and you're going to see all of these different programs and blends for the kidneys, the adrenals, and then also the liver. Okay. Shamir, is there peace and love? Peace and love. Is there a specific order you should do a detox? Yes. So let's say, we have your iridology, and you need to focus on your liver, kidneys, adrenals. So you're not going to do all of that at once. You're going to do one first. So I always suggest, like with my clients and students, you do liver first, and you'll stay on that for a period of 21 days. And after that, in between that, you can take a 7-day break, and then you start the next system again, which will be the kidneys and adrenals. Okay, all of it will run for a total of 12 weeks, but just depending on where you are health wise. I won't know that until you do a full iridology, tune up. But if you know, hey, like I've been feeling this for a while, I've never, ever done a detox of this magnitude before, I would just say, yeah, let's just do 12 weeks, 3 months, especially if you feel that you may be in a chronic, tissue condition. All right. Erica Richardson said, I want to detox. I want to detox. What herb should I start with? Always the liver. And I put that in the on my page. If you're doing a detox and you're not starting off with a liver flush, it's going to take longer for other detoxes to work. The first is the liver, because the liver is actually interconnected with every organ and system in the body. As a matter of fact, every organ is dependent upon the liver for cell growth, tissue growth. All right. So that's the first one you want to focus on is the liver. All right. Liver's connected to colon, constipation, acid reflux. Liver's connected to the adrenals, whether it's hormonal imbalances, stress hormone, excess stress hormone release. It's also related to, again, any kind of lymph node growths, tumor cysts. All of that is influenced by a poor liver. So definitely the first detox I would suggest starting off with is the liver flush, which you can find on my site. Comes with a whole kit and instructions as well. And you will be tapped into the group. You'll be tapped into my detox group. Okay. So we have a lot of people in there, and I'm looking to keep growing it. We're looking to get to 50 people by March. And I know in my heart, that we're going to surpass that number, but then I just want to make sure that I'm just tapped in and tuned in with you all, so that is the goal. Minimally is 50 by March. All right. Speaking of that, before I go into any more questions, Cash Carmen said, what a great idea. Another word for 2025, I've stated was my word for 2025. I've been saying this for the last 2 months, especially since I came to Georgia. Community, group. I want you to repeat that in your mind. Somebody put it in the chat. Community, group, community, group. All right. Why is that so important to to be tapped into a healing group, a healing community, whether it's brotherhood, sisterhood, community, group? Why is that important? Because it's time for you to stop feeling alone. It's time for you to stop feeling like you're by yourself. And every time we have those emotions when we're by ourselves and oh, no one's there for me, and then we start attracting this victimhood mindset, right? Especially for those who've lost a close loved one in their lifetime. Okay, I know I can attest to that, where I felt so super quote unquote alone or lonely at times when I didn't have my mother in the physical anymore. Then I realized there's a whole world out there waiting for you to be in it. But the more you hold on to that loneliness and alone and that sympathy feeling, you won't be able to see that it's out there. So we need to start getting out in our communities, in our groups, start joining healing groups, healing communities. That's why I started my detox group on WhatsApp. Now you're tapped in. You have that with this community and group, that frequency. That is actually a frequency for 2025. And that's based upon the downloads that I'm getting. Okay, yes, just resonates with me. You have to do you, but that's what I'm sharing with you all, of what Spirit wants me to share with you. No more alone loneliness. Group healing economics teaching is the key. Okay, which also equals again accountability and growth. So let's say, okay, I'm going to start this detox. I'm going to do this, and then you start falling off along the way, right? Which is it's almost expected. Why? Especially if you're new to this, especially if this is totally due to your vortex. It's bound to happen. But you have a group. We check on you. Hey, how you doing today? How you feeling on the cleanse? What did you eat today? And do you need any ideas? Do you need me to remix of one of your favorite recipes that you liked? And do you want me to make it raw for you? Because I've done that with my people in the group. I say, hey, send me recipes that you'd like me to make raw, and I'll do it. We made raw tacos. We made raw spaghetti. Y'all seen me. I made raw cinnamon buns. Let me tell you. Let me go off on a little tangent, because them raw cinnamon buns, y'all, I know it's like you want the actual, you bite into it, and the flour and the dough and the ooh, but these raw cinnamon buns was the truth. I ain't gonna lie, I woke up in the middle of the night dreaming about it, like, yo, I need one right now. And what's so amazing about it was it wasn't no flour. I ain't have to bake it. No fire touched it. So all the enzymes was intact. So you eating a delicious sweet snack without all of that garbage and toxin accumulation involved. The sweetness was the dates. I only use dates and a little bit of maple syrup. But everything else, I use raw almond flour. I mean, it was just amazing. I got to create the recipe. Was supposed to create the blog for that. So that's going to be dropping too, for the people that's in my detox group. You got to get in the detox group if you want to do that. So more details is going to be coming out to join the lymphatic cleanse, the lymphatic reset, which is January 20th. All right. The next group liver flush is not until March 20th, the next spring equinox. Okay. So again, no more alone loneliness. Okay. This is going to keep you being part of a healing group, keeps you locked in. It keeps you, it holds you accountable. so that, okay, yeah, I'm feeling a little off, but now I have this group of what I need help with. No more being afraid, and come out and tell people what you need help with. That's the key, y'all. Especially when it comes to building bonds, building sisterhoods, building brotherhood. You got to detox first in order to all of the hangups that you had before, whether you attracted not so good friends or not so good, relationships or whatever. That's what the point of the process. It's not just on a physical level. It's on if your physical governs your outer, your external world. So you're going to start seeing a lot of, of your own personal desires reflecting upon your physical world based upon the detoxing that you're doing. All right. So those are what we went over. Those are the main three organ gland systems: liver, kidneys, adrenals, lymphatic. Okay, I'm going to read the comments and then I'm going to go into this. We are almost at the hour. I have hormone issues and I had no idea the liver was so important. Yes. That's why we have to the study of the self is so important. That's why I sprinkle a lot of anatomy in my, the live, so that you guys have an overall idea how your bodily system works. It's all one system, not I don't specialize in one area. It's all one beautiful, intelligent system. Okay. Uh, Thank you for writing community group in the chat. Yes, that's important. YouTube family, we still here. I got you. Okay. All right. So let's look at this. Let's go a little bit into sclerology. And if you guys have Dr. Laila Africa's book, where that book at? Oh, let me grab it. I got it. Everyone should have this. I call it the Bible of your home. You should have this in your home. Okay. Let me tell you, this book actually got me through school. When I went to school for iridology and naturopath, I mean, this book wasn't one of the books that was recommended, but I definitely used it back then. He actually signed one of my books because I went to his lecture back in 2017. I think that's when I was in school at that time. All right, so this actually goes a little bit into sclerology. And if you can see this iris here where I put liver, gallbladder, sector, okay? Look at that, family. Put some 4/4s if you can see it. Put some 4/4s if you can see that. Again, those who are tuning in, we are live on New Year's Eve, just welcoming this new energy. We have a few more hours left, y'all, until 2025. How y'all feeling? Come on. Put some 4/4. Yes. Come on, Shamir. I see you. How you doing? Yes, indeed. Come on. Get the energy live. YouTube family, where you at with it? Let's go. Sometimes you gotta be your own hype man for real. Like you really do. All right. The name of the book is called Holistic Diagnosis by Dr. Laila O. Africa. May he rise in power. Oh man, I so wanted to meet Dr. Laila Africa in the flesh and take his classes. But I'm so glad I was able to meet, once I got that book. Went to one of his lectures at Nicholas Brooklyn. Shout out to Nicholas Brooklyn. That's where I met him at. Okay. So that's a book that you should have. And also there's another one, African Holistic Health. It's also what I call the Bible. I call it the Bible that every melanated home should have. And even if not just melanated. Shout out to my UK brothers and sisters out there. I got a lot of love for the UK, and there's a lot of my clients that it's not melanated, but I respect them and I love them as well. Give thanks. Okay. That book is phenomenal. Yes, it is. So let's go into this iris really quick. All right. Liver, gallbladder, sector. you see the veins that's pointing to, that's the liver zone. So the sclera, based upon the curvature of the veins, their size, where it's pointing to, would tell you what you need to focus on now. That's what's powerful about sclerology. Sclerology will let you know, okay, this is what's happening right now, and this is what you need to. This is like the first step of detoxing that you should do. When I looked at this brother's eye, I was able to see, boom, all of those veins pointing to the liver gallbladder area. And also note that those veins, the way it's, you know, that the like the shape and the curvature of the vein equals liver and gallbladder, and it's pointing directly in that zone. And then you see, if you look deeper in the iris, you kind of peel your screen, marking in the iris, in the liver and the gallbladder zone. Okay, so that's what sclerology can do for you. It can show you, you can look at your own eye and say, okay, I have all, if you notice you got a lot of veins in your whites, okay, but you don't know where they're pointing to, you don't know what the veins mean. So that's what I do as well. So you can always send me your iris photo after you book your appointment, and then we can go into that. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share with you. These are certain things that you can do on your own that I'm showing you. When you see a lot of veins, if you see a lot of veins in the whites, that indicates circulation, blood, your arteries, vessels, how those are doing. Okay, whether the blood pressure is extremely high. Okay, let's see here. See, yep. So now I got another photo that I want to share with you all. I put it on my stories. Put something in the chat for me if you haven't seen, if you could see me, because my phone is dying. You know how that go. My phone dies quick going on live. Now we've been live for an hour now, so yeah, that makes sense. Put something in the chat. 4-4, some eye emojis while I sip on my goddess blend. This is the Goddess Blend, which is on my site, and some Chinese green tea. And sisters, if you're dealing with, challenges with fibroid cysts, Chinese green tea stops the growth. That's why that's one of my main herbs in the Goddess Blend, which is Chinese green tea. It inhibits the growth of any kind of fibroids and cysts. All right. So let's pull up another photo. This is going to be the last one, y'all. We've been on here. You know what? YouTube, I don't think I have it. So you may want to go over Instagram. I don't think I have it here. YouTube family. How we doing? I can see y'all. I don't see. Let me see if I could see the chat. I don't know if no, I can't see the chat. No, I can't, but I see y'all in there. Peace and love. All right. So Instagram family, let me see what I could do for my YouTube family, because I want you to know. Nah, I don't have it, y'all. I just have this. Let's just keep it up on here. All right. So now, for those of you, again, YouTube family, I don't have that specific photo on my. So you can go over to Instagram, Holistic Hope, WA Hope, to see it. But I'm going to explain it in great detail that you can follow along with me. All right. So for those of you who've ever seen this, put something in the chat if you ever seen this on a family member. If you've experienced suddenly, you didn't realize it, put something in the chat. Put something in the chat. Okay. I've seen this many times, and a lot of clients have told me that they've experienced this. Yes. If you've seen it on yourself, your family member, but it was just sudden, like you didn't even wake up with this. It just happened, throughout the day. So what I'm explaining to YouTube family, in the sclera, which is the white part of the eye, we're talking about sclerology now. All right. Again, the topic of this live is Health Forecast 2025, things that you should be aware of. And we're going to really dive deeper into sclerology. You need to know how to heal thyself completely, take care of thyself, because remember, I'm not your healer, I'm your helper, because you're the one who has to do the healing. All right. So I'm just simply helping you and showing you what it is that you need to take care of to heal. All right. So this is, they call this conjunctiva hemorrhage, where there's these tiny vessels in the conjunctiva that burst, and you don't really feel it. It's just, it just happens. Some people, they'll go throughout their day, you go to work, but in the middle of the day, it happens. Someone says, not the redness, but the bubble. Yes. So what this just simply is, it's your alert system, your warning system, letting you know to take care of your vascular health, circulatory system, the blood. That means that the vessels, not only in the eye, but within the heart region and throughout the body, is thin. Okay, so blood pressure may be a challenge, to the lymphatic system as well, but the main thing is blood. So anytime you see this just suddenly pop up on yourself or a family member, the key things that you want to start, the main fruit. What fruit am I thinking? What fruit, y'all? Put it helps with circulation. What fruit? What fruit group is like the main one that helps with circulation, that's high in antioxidants, that's high in protecting the vascular system? Which fruit helps with that? Just go ahead and put it in the chat for me, Instagram and YouTube. I'm going to stop sharing my screen on, since I'm explaining it to you guys. I don't know why I'm not able to see the chat on. Yes, blueberry. Okay, keep going. Keep going. I'm not able to see the chat on here. Let's see. Why are we not able to see the chats? Okay. I don't know why. What's going on? Okay. Yes. Blueberry. Cash Karma said blueberry. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sorry, you two. I don't know why I'm not able to see the chat. Berries. Yes. 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 Mayonnaise. Nope. Nope. All right. Let's see. Yeah. I don't know why. It's not letting me see the chat on YouTube. Pardon me for that, family. But yes, all berries. The main berry that when you see this phenomenon happening, and again, the white part of the eye suddenly has like this really dark red marking in it. Okay. The number one fruit that you want to take is bilberries. I want somebody to put bilberries in the chat. Bilberries in the chat. Okay, bilberries in the chat. Um, most of the time you're gonna find, I don't really, bilberries grow wild around here. It was one time when I was hiking, I seen bilberries on the trees. They were very small. They're juicy too. Um, but I haven't done any hiking in Atlanta yet. I can't wait. Yeah, everybody been telling me to climb Stone Mountain, go to Kennesaw. They have a hiking trail out there. I am an avid hiker, so I love hiking. So you definitely see me out there, and it is beautiful today. Georgia, listen, y'all showing out today. It's 65 right now. Woo! All right, bilberries. Why bilberries? Right, bilberries are it's extremely high in different eye antioxidants that you need, like lutein, rutin, which is also a form of an antioxidant. It helps with the uh, capillaries, which is the tiny blood vessels of the eye. It helps to get more blood flow into the eye. It nourishes the retina, the cones, and the rods. Okay. It also, which in cones and rods is responsible for your vision, whether it's the color vision or seeing in black and white. It also helps with night vision. So for those of you who have a hard time driving at night, that's what it helps with. But specifically, we are talking about circulation, eye circulation. So bilberries is one. You can do the leaves and you can do the berries, the leaves and the berries. All right. And what you do is you just brew the tea like a regular cup of tea, brew the berries, and you can eat the berries after. Don't throw them out. You can eat them or you can juice them. You can put it in a smoothie. So that is the one of the top things. Also, you can start taking eye bright internally and externally. Okay, and again, this is like for anyone dealing with that challenge when it comes to the sclera, this red marking in the sclera. Okay, so that, and then the next thing, again, you want to just focus on taking different herbs and foods every day for circulation. And I always talk about Juice Plus, right? We're going to talk about it, okay? Because Juice Plus has all of that, which I've stated, that helps you with blood circulation, okay? It has the berries, it has the bilberries, the elderberries, the blueberries, and then the omega, which is the plant omega, which it has raspberry, sea buckthorn, pomegranate, and sea algae, which is that stuff at the bottom of the seafloor that the fish gets. But you're getting the omega firsthand. You're not getting it secondhand. You're getting it firsthand. So anyone dealing with this kind of challenge, circulation, omega, all of your omegas, these are things that we should be taking every day. All right. You have to be, that's another thing. Going in 2025, make sure you guys are, these are key things that you're taking every day. You got to lock into a routine. Sea moss, right? Omega, which sea moss is one part of the omega, but you want to get also a full spectrum omega, and that's where you find it in the Juice Plus. So just DM me Juice Plus or DM me Raw if you are ready to invest in your package. All right. Then also you want to start taking kelp. We already talked about the kelp. So all your different kind of sea algae like kelp, nori, chlorella. These are things you want to take on a day-to-day basis, right? Then of course, when you're doing your sea moss, you can do like hot water and lime. I like to wake up and have hot water, lime, sea moss, little honey. I love it. Matter of fact, I gotta go to Seven Anda and get some more sea moss gel. Okay, so these are things you gotta lock in. That's another thing. 2025 equals locked in. You're locked into a routine. That's the key. It's not that you're tired or you're unmotivated. You don't have anything that you're locked into. Once you're locked into it, it creates a responsibility. What are you responsible for? Yeah, we're not children anymore where we're responsible to get up every day and go to school. We don't have somebody micromanaging us. Well, that's what they say, parents. Parents have to do that because they have to keep us on a routine. You don't have that anymore. And I remember when I turned 18 and just people around me who were 18, they were so happy to turn 18. One of the main reasons why they was happy to turn 18, and I ain't gonna lie myself as well, because we don't gotta listen to our parents. You ain't gotta listen to your parents anymore. You don't have to eat greens anymore. No one's forcing you to eat these things anymore. No one's sitting at the dinner table and say, "Oh, you better eat your greens or you can't get up." You're 18 now. You're grown. You don't got to do that, right? So you don't have that locked in accountability like you used to. But hey, when you travel on into your early 20s, and then some of us get it, some of us don't. I went back to plant-based when I was 21, because I was raised vegetarian. I'm going to talk about, I got to tell that story as well. We were raised vegetarian from birth until 12 years old. Then I started eating meat at 12 because we was very curious. Me and my brother, shout out to my twin brother, very curious. And then from 12 to 21 was just, oh man, sore throats, ear infections, acne. Oh, acne. It was just a very challenging period. And then once I went back, it was like all of that stuff over time just disappeared. So like, yo, you got to do this, you got to do that. You got to be locked in. So lock into a routine. That's when I talked about community groups is the vibration for 2025. Get into a healing group, healing community that resonates with you. Okay, so that you have those people that you can, go to and ask questions. You may not, we don't know it all. We don't know it all. Listen, if you don't learn something new every day, it's I call it it's a slow cell death. You got to learn something new every day, and I learn from everyone, right? If I'm not learning something new every day, I know what am I doing? All right. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to join groups. Don't be afraid to lock hands with other people, from even different backgrounds as well. So that's the key that I would say for the vibration of 2025. You need to lock in with the healing group. And that is where we come in with the detox group that I have on WhatsApp. Okay. Instagram family, make sure that you put something in the chat for me because my phone is dying. Let me charge it. Is it charging? Are you charging? Yeah, it looks like it's charging. Okay. All right. Yeah, put something in the chat for me if you guys can see my face, everything moving, because sometimes when the phone dies, it just kind of stops. Peace and love, crazy about cakes. Yes, haven't seen you in a while on here. Gratitude, Cash Carmen. Yes. All right. Any more questions? Let me go back to the chat to see if there's any more questions. By the way, bilberry is on my site. I do have bilberries. Okay. So on my site, holisticaPalace.com, where you can order your bilberries, whether you want to order like 4 ounces or you want to order a lot. Man, matter of fact, I'm going to have me some bilberries today. It's so good. And everything I'm telling y'all, I take. I do all of this. I live this. Let's see. Dandelion. Let's start detox with herbs. This was stupid. Okay. I don't see any more questions. Do you have sea moss on the site? No, I don't. Sea moss is actually one of the ingredients in one of my herbal blends called Dermaglow. Dermaglow is for the skin. Okay, so it's helping you heal your skin from the inside out. So all of those nutrients that the skin, that the hair needs, the scalp, like what's in that blend? Sea moss, bladderwrack, kelp, oat straw, portiarco. All of that is in that blend, and there's so much more. So it's called Dermaglow, but no, I don't have like sea moss on its own, like as a gel or anything like that. I get my gel. There's a sister on Instagram called Vegan Auntie. She's really good. I do like her gel. It was very simple to use. It's just it runs out so quick. So I'm gonna start ordering 2 jars or 3 jars at a time. I use it every day, and I notice my body. I notice a difference when I'm not on the sea moss. So I'm gonna go run and get some today. Hopefully, Seven Nanda is open that I can go and get some sea moss. That's what I'm telling you. When you start taking certain minerals and you miss a day or you miss a week or a few days, you notice the difference. And I definitely notice it. I'm like having sea moss withdrawals right now. So yeah, and then I put bladderwrack as well in my sea moss. So I have bladderwrack on my site, and I just put the capsules, and I just open it up and I use that as well. Cash Karma says I follow her. Yes, yeah, she's really good. I love her products. Also KT the art degree, that's where I first started getting my sea moss from. I like it. So I like both of them. KT's I use more for I put that in certain smoothies. I like his, not just the taste, but the benefits, because he got like so many ingredients in there. He got clove in there, he uses the purple sea moss. So I love KT, the Art Degrees C3. That's what it's called, C3. So you can go on his site as well, KT, the Art Degree. Zakiah said, it's so true. When I miss my chlorophyll, my scent is off. Wow. Yeah, that chlorophyll, that chlorella. Yeah, because it just deodorizes you from the inside. So I definitely agree with you on that. YouTube family, what makes you feel off when you forget to take one of your herbs or your foods, things that you're locked in on a daily basis, and you run out or you just kind of forget? And what are some of the things? What are some of the things you be feeling? I'll see the chat once we end the stream, because YouTube family, I cannot see the chat. Man, that's crazy. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it says no. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, family, that was it. If you don't have any other questions, I am going to go now and enjoy the rest of this day. Also, before we go, all right, let me share my screen with the YouTube family. Before we go, this is happening January 15th. Information is going to be released shortly. Okay, information is going to be released shortly where you're going to secure your spot on Eventbrite. It's a free event, y'all, free event. I am also working on I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but it's going to be teaching on the human body and things that we can look out for, and just teaching a in-person class for those who are in Georgia. That's going to be sometime in March, and that is going to be a donation based event. So those of you who are in Georgia, if you want to travel and meet me, I'm going to have all of my products, my Eagle Eye drops. I may even be doing some readings depending on what level of ticket that you purchase. So yeah, we're going to be doing all of that. We're bringing it out. But I want to make sure I'm not, just making sure I'm not overburdening myself, because I got personal things. Still got to get my book out, give thanks and praise. Y'all will have a book from me. Okay. And then, other things that I got that I'm going to be doing. So give thanks for that. Crazy about cakes. Doc, have you seen scabs on a scalp before? Yes. It's so interesting. I was just talking about that. Now, and I was talking about that yesterday. When you say scabs, it's not dandruff, right? But it's like these thick, white, flaky, they're like almost brown, thick scabs, right? That when you it's like on the scalp, when you scratch it, it comes out. Is that what you're talking about? Crazy about cakes? Because literally, it's very oily as well. Like the scalp is very oily, the skin is very oily, and it just started coming out of nowhere. I'm not sure. Yes, when you scratch it, it bleeds. Yes. So it's so many different names. It's something with the sebaceous glands, which that gland that secretes oil. They call it sebaceous or seborrheic dermatitis. But the root of that is the adrenal glands and the liver. Adrenals and the liver. So if it's something you're experiencing, something someone's is experiencing, it's also linked to the intestinal tract as well. Bacteria, fungus, excess amount of it in that area. So I would say focusing on the liver, the colon, which once you cleanse the liver, the colon will start to work better as well. Okay. And then also the adrenals, okay, because the adrenals actually, any high amounts of the sex hormone, specifically androgen, over excites the sebaceous glands, which can produce that oily, and then it begins to harden, and that scab They call it like either psoriasis or seborrheic dermatitis. It depends on, if you go to the dermatologist, they say, oh, we need to know exactly what it is. And so they want to do a biopsy on the skin. It just depends. For a child makes it so hard. How old is a child? How old is a child? Or what's the child's age? So you can know how to approach the situation. Yeah, because certain detoxes may be too much for the child. And again, YouTube family, I'm just answering questions on Instagram. 5 years old. Okay, so they're too young for the liver flush. I would say mainly you focus on, changing their diet, right? Juice Plus, get them on the Juice Plus. We've had so many, not just personal stories that I've gotten from my clients and students with their children, but clinical studies that shows that children on the Juice Plus were getting sick less. They were visiting the doctor less. They wanted less junk food, because what happened is once they get those raw food nutrition in their bloodstream, that's what they want. You crave what's in your bloodstream. So it's not that the children want pizza and all of these different things, or they're not saying that that's what your child is doing. I'm speaking in general to everyone. But it's not that the children want this, is what's in their bloodstream and what they're used to. So get them on the Juice Plus, and then also just start changing their diet. Herbs that children can have, that's on my site. They can have the lymphatic package, which you can make as an iced tea for them. Listening to YouTube family, children can have the herbs as well. Make it as an iced tea. Sweeten it with a little coconut sugars to make them have them drink it. And hey, let them know, even if it don't taste good with the sugar, you ain't leaving the table until you drink it. That's what I do with my daughter. I say, hey, you ain't leaving this table till you drink that tea. I had her on the brain tea for a week, and I like the taste. Listen, and if my brother watching this live, he gonna know, out of me and my twin brother, I was the one that was always in line right there when my mom would be like, oh, y'all got to drink this carrot juice, this green juice. I would drink it with no problem. My brother would be the one sitting there for hours, babysitting that juice. Crazy about Kate said that's what she loves, pizza. Yeah, doughs. Get rid of the flours. Get rid of the refined. It's something in those foods that's irritating those glands, irritating the liver, irritating the stomach. Okay. So, and also you can get her an iridology too. I do see children 2 years old and up. So if you want more of like a personalized, yeah, let's do the iridology for her. Or is it, yeah, her, yeah, okay. Lymphatic patch, it, make it as an iced tea. Yes, that's going to cleanse her blood and her lymph. Okay, definitely. Does the brain tea help with headaches? Yes, it can. I do have a migraine tea as well, specifically for that. So you can pair some of the herbs. You'll see it on the site, herbs that you can pair together, and brain food. It's brain food with migraine reliever you can pair together. So yes, you can pair those two herbal blends together. Gluten, so bad. Yeah, gluten. It's been like that for the last, I would say about 50 years, based upon all the chemicals that they're spraying on the wheat. Even my mom used to say the bread tastes different now than it did back then. And then you have all these new diseases like celiac. Celiac was never a thing. And now you have so many people who actually has an intolerance to the point where they can't have it, at all. So you have celiac disease, you have all of these inflammatory bowel conditions like Crohn's, IBS, colitis that has risen, and that's all due to all of these chemicals on the wheat, on the breads. So instead of, like, if she likes pizza, not saying you take it away from her, but I like to make pizza. I think my pizza from scratch is better. So you make a pizza with spelt flour, but no yeast. Instead, you to get the bread or the dough to rise, you want to use sparkling water. Sparkling water helps the bread rise, or whatever you're baking, rise on its own without the yeast. That's another thing. She may have a lot of yeast in her diet, so eliminate yeast, any form of it. Okay. So I trust that helps, family. I am about to get out of here, but make sure you guys save this flyer. Information is going to be coming up on Eventbrite, and you'll be able to secure your spot. For those who were on the last masterclass, oh man, they're like, when you doing another one? What's the next subject? We did the liver last time, and whoo, wait, what did we do? Yeah, we did the liver. It was amazing. So the next one is going to be on the great lymphatic system, cleansing the lymphatic system, your body's river of life, right? So you don't want to miss that. And then the cleanse, the detox starts January 20th for those who are going to lock in before they do the, the webinar. Lock in with that. I'm going to have a special price where if you lock in before the webinar, you're going to have a special price for that. And then after that, it's going to go to regular. All right. Thank you all so much for tapping in. YouTube family, I see you. Thank you all for tapping in and staying tapped in. I trust that you've enjoyed yourself, and enjoy the rest of your day. Reflect, start to declutter your mind. And remember, y'all, and I'm talking to myself as I'm saying it to you as well. We are constantly in our minds, in our own head. Okay, just overthinking. Let me tell you, I am like an overthinker for real. All right. So let's begin to not feel or make sure. Now, what's the word I'm looking for? Us being in our head is not the reality. All right. So you being in your head is not the true reality. And so many things get stopped from doing that, from staying in our own mind, from overthinking. Just do it, put it out, whatever your first, that's the key. So thank you all for tapping in. We've been live now for an hour and a half. I'm so glad that I did this. For anyone who's ready to book their iridology consultation, the website, www.holisticapalis.com, which is on the link in my bio. Also, you see all the herbs behind me. Okay. All of the herb I make all of my own herbal blends from a farm out in Maryland is where I get all of my herbs. Okay. So you can get that. Also, it's on the same website, holisticapalis.com. Yeah, I know I have my top bestsellers is my Eagle Eye Drops. I want to get that as well. And my daughter's new product, which is Ambria's Herbal Tooth and Gum Powder. Freshen up your breath, protect your gums, help to reverse cavities. But you want to use that with coconut oil. And we have a whole instructions on how to do that. If you're on my newsletters, I do send blogs out. If you want copies of different blogs, I have blogs on the oil pulling method. I have blogs on different recipes, raw food recipes. Just DM me and I'll send that link right on over. All right. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you all for tapping in. It has been a pleasure. Happy New Year. Enjoy the last few hours of 2024. And I will see you for the webinar, the masterclass on the lymphatic system. Peace and power. All right, Instagram is done. YouTube, I am about to get out of here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And have a happy new year. Enjoy this time with your family. And I shall see you soon. Peace and power.